Hi, David. Thank you for coming for our podcast, Influence Media. Thank you for that. You are so easy to communicate and we can reschedule our meeting. So I think that your company is so easy to come to. So please tell us about your brand philosophy, what you do, what you offer to your clients.
We developed CRE8OR, which is an offshoot of a top 50 global manufacturer, to create a seamless and frictionless way for anyone that wants to start their own beauty brand to be able to do it online very efficiently. We have 3 tiers that we currently offer. In multiple categories. We have a white label tier which is free, where you can go in and you can pick any product that we offer on our website in the categories of face care, skin care, hair care, wow factor, which are demonstrable products, or our ready to launch series. You can customize those labels and put your own brand on it, and you can sell that product either online or any which way that you want to. However, because we have a robust manufacturing at a global scale capability, we also have built-in laboratories and R&D, and we've actually introduced online custom formulation. So we have 2 tiers where you can actually go in and you can, to every product that you want to create, you can actually add, remove, or change the active ingredients that you want to include so that you can actually address any of the concerns, whether it's oily skin, anti-aging, wrinkles, any kinds of markings, whether it's curly hair, after dyed hair, if it's eye serums or face boosters. But the ability to actually customize the formula, you can do that by adding active ingredients. You can also change the scent to have it be either masculine, feminine, or unisex. And of course, everyone also has the ability to change and create their own label. And the 4th tier that we have, which right now is not automated and which involves a bit of a manual process, is that we work with numerous clients in the direct-to-consumer space and online brands and even existing brands that are selling in retail that are able to take advantage of our speed to market, in the sense that we have unique formulations, which gives anyone the ability to grow as you go. We believe that brands that start out online and entrepreneurs that want to create their own brands and talents that want to launch their own brands should have the ability to mitigate the inventory risk as much as possible and let us take care of the messy middle. We would rather have our clients deploy capital that they have meaningfully, as opposed to investing it in inventory. Should they have money left over for brand building, for marketing, for building up their customer base? But because we have such robust capabilities.
Thank you so much for detailed answer, David. I now don't have any additional answers questions for you, but please, could you just align the requirements for your customers and your partners? So what requirements do you have for those who want to work with you, who want to start their own business in beauty with you?
Really, it's really simple. We've developed a platform that in just 4 clicks, you can create your product and put in the order and have everything set up. We understand that there are people that want to become entrepreneurs, and we want to make sure that we take care of all of the heavy lifting. I can tell you that in the beauty space, particularly in the United States, where we're very focused, but worldwide as well, 30% of the existing beauty brands today are online brands. And it's something that in the United States is growing at over 8%. What we pride ourselves on at CRE8OR is the fact that we have a bank of tens of thousands of formulations and a very robust R&D staff that has the ability to innovate and deliver product not only small scale and high scale, but effective results. It's very important when you're building a brand to always have a product and a regimen in mind that you can develop product in, but our product catalog and capability range the entire spectrum in this space. One of the other things that we like to do is we also have a lot of technologies and patents that are included in some of the formulas that we offer, meaning that you actually have already a series of claims that you can make based on existing clinical trials and results for some of the products that we have. So whether you want to have the puffy eye, an instant puffy eye cream remover, BB creams, the real unique offering that we have here is because we are the manufacturer, because we are the source, we have access to a tremendous amount of capability and services that we can offer all of our customers. So if you're Valerie, if you wanted to start your own brand, you could start your own brand, and all you would need was a name, a logo, a trademark, or whatever you already had, starting an audience, and you'd be able to come in online, formulate, even without any help from us. You can come into the website and build your product as you want. And of course, if you wanted to have an order of initially over 1,000 pieces, then we would work with you on the unique formulations to get you closer to private label as possible. We don't charge for any of the formulation. What we believe in is giving people opportunity to become the creators that they.
Thank you, David. Am I right that you can work with clients from over the world, not just from the USA? I mean, maybe some services you can provide by online, or you can provide services in your laboratory, but work on distance, not just in face-to-face format. Can our clients from Dubai, for example, ask you for your services?
100%, 100%. We service, the factory itself services over 400 brands globally. And so yes, we can service the GCC, we can service Asia, we can service Europe, we can service the United States. And in fact, we already do at CRE8OR. We have clients all over the world at CRE8OR. The bulk of them are in the United States, but we have clients in Europe, and we have clients in the Middle East, and we have clients in Asia Pacific. So we can service anyone. Interestingly enough, we actually also have clients in the pet space, pets category as well, a very, very strong and growing category. A lot of the products that we offer, obviously not eye serums, but things like shampoos and conditioners and other types of mood enhancers are good. We've actually even come across clients that are developing lines in sexual wellness, which is a growing category, the intimate category. We have capabilities that can offer any clients that we work with the ability to develop their own dermal lines with real technology.
Okay, David, can you please share, do you help your clients with marketing? And if you help, do you do it by yourself, but your company, or you ask your partners for this? Maybe you have some marketing agencies in your team board?
Okay, so first of all, we're very focused on doing what we do and what we do best, which is helping innovate and create and develop product, but also take care of all of the messy middle, like I said before. So on our platform itself, we take care of everything from ideation up to the point where it's in a warehouse and your customer makes an order, and then the warehouse can ship it to your customer if you don't have a warehouse. In regards to things like marketing, we've had a lot of questions around that. And in fact, specifically in the beauty space, are amongst our closest friends in our community, and we very happily make those recommendations. And really the recommendations that can actually service clients at any scale. One of the interesting things that we're going to be adding into the platform in the coming months is agentic AI or generative AI, but with the ability to actually offer our clients the ability to create and generate images for social posts, as well as images for marketing. End up rendering an image, but the face cream serum bottle will not be the bottle that we're offering at CRE8OR, and the name of your brand will be misspelled. And it would be very obvious from a marketing perspective that you're utilizing an image that was rendered over AI, which makes it less plausible. So part of the challenge that we're going to be developing and offering is actually give a tool that will help service our clients so that they would actually be able to generate and utilize content that's usable. There's a lot of challenges with regards to the initial amount of money that you need to invest. Obviously, I can tell you that from our perspective, even though we offer as few as 12 pieces per item, we have yet to have a customer that orders less than 200 pieces. But at the end of the day, our clients, whether they're launching 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 SKUs in an initial shot, the initial investment, for some people it's easy, for some companies it's easy, and for some people inside, whether it's building a Shopify site, launching a TikTok store, is selling it on Instagram, on YouTube, or developing a landing page, whatever it is, we have a bunch of wonderful, wonderful colleagues and companies that we work with. And I'm very sure that anyone that would be looking for anyone to partner with would have plenty of choice within our ecosystem to find someone who to partner with.
Thank you so much, David. So I think that it's a very good idea to create such model of business that you have. Can you please share how did you come to this model of business? Why beauty?
Well, first of all, why beauty? Because my partners own a beauty cosmetics full turnkey factory that has been operating for over 35 years. So if we were going to do anything together, it was going to be in the beauty space. That's number one. But what we saw when people launch brands, the biggest risk and the biggest liability in this space, essentially, it's a combination of both time and inventory. When you're starting out with small batch manufacturing, often you have of ideating, formulating, and getting your formulation, which lasts on average anywhere from 9 to 14 months before you actually even get a product, let alone product manufactured. A lot of smaller brands don't have that ability to invest and scale. And the most important thing is that we saw through customers and through experience, there's a complete disconnect between manufacturing and consumption. So we have a lot of clients that were on Amazon that had product that were on trend, but because we were not exposed to the sales that they were making, not in regards to the profits they were generating, but that we were not exposed to the numbers of sales that they were making. When they call back and say, hey, we're going to be out of inventory in 2 weeks, we need another 5,000 pieces. We, as a manufacturer, you may not be ready. As a manufacturer, you may say, well, listen, it's not going to take us, it's going to take us 4 months because we have to source the componentry. We have to get the raw materials. We have to get the active ingredient. And at the end of the day, the whole vision of our platform is so that manufacturing, and that's where we're focusing on direct to consumer, that we want to be connected to the point of sale, meaning we want to understand what the inventory status is because we're about just-in-time manufacturing. And that's really the big revolution here. Typically in the beauty space and in the cosmetic space, certainly with big full turnkey manufacturers, beauty companies know what they're going to be selling already in 2026, and they know what they're going to be selling in 2027. And they have their projections, and based on those projections, which is historical data and more, they put in their orders, and the orders are coming in at a make to order method. Smaller brands don't have that capital, and smaller brands don't have that historical data. And smaller brands need to live in a DTC environment that is very, very dynamic and very, very reactive. Manufacturers of our size typically can't do that. And so we spent a couple of years really, really developing a methodology that allows for us to be able to leverage a 70-ton daily capacity, a factory to address the needs of smaller opportunities so that they have as much inventory as they need, and they're never overstocked and they're never understocked. That's number one. Number two, in the beauty space, even if you are successfully working with a smaller manufacturers have a limit to which they can produce for you. And once you hit that limit, you're going to have to go to a different factory. So the example that I always give is that if your mother makes a great chicken soup and you love the chicken soup and it's wonderful, you can't just take that recipe and give it to your wife who you love and have her make that soup and have it taste more. The magic isn't in the ingredients. The magic is in how you make the product. And a lot of times when beauty brands have to switch manufacturing because they've exceeded capacity, ultimately because of processes within the manufacturing cycle, changes are made to the formula. And more often than not, you have a lot of customer attrition who notice that change, who notice that there's something different in the viscosity, in the texture, potentially in the results, in the scent, in the look and feel. And so that's something that our ecosystem prevents. You can start out small, but with us, you can stay and grow to whatever size that you can be.
So you work with young entrepreneurs and with small brands who want to grow. And it seems to, yes?
We work with young entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, drop shipper, sellers, young brands, small brands, big brands. For the smaller brands, we give them a very, very easy entrance point. For the bigger brands, we give them an amount of flexibility that they never had before. So I'll give you a good example. So a lot of the bigger brands, typically when they want to launch a SKU or when they want to launch a new series or when they want to launch a new line, what they'll do is they'll do a tremendous amount of focus group research and market research. And some of the bigger brands will spend upwards of $100,000 before they even decide which SKU that they want to manufacture. At CRE8OR, we say, wait a second, why build up all of this data on what an audience may or may not want? Why don't you create with us 4 or 5 SKUs, manufacture 2,000 pieces of each, send them out to your customer base, get real feedback on a real product, and then you can make your decision from there. That's number one. We also can support bigger brands if they want to have limited releases, or if they want to have limited drops, if they want to have a special Easter release or a Valentine's Day release. Smaller batch manufacturing and limited edition qualities gives us that the ability to do that too. But also because of our flexibility, I can give you, obviously I can't divulge the names because we have non-disclosure agreements with a number of our clients. But we also work very well with beauty adjacent brands. What do I mean by that? Brands that have a customer base that's relevant for the beauty space, but that they're selling in other products. So we worked with a company that is an extensive seller station. And then they would have to go and find a formulator and source the componentry and find a manufacturer and all of a sudden manage the supply chain. And the CEO said to us, every time he looked at embarking on this project, it was something that he would be, a year and a half to 2 years away before he would even sell something. And he would be investing well over $1 million in manpower, experimenting. And they launched 3 products with us in 4 months that are now, they had run a small test with 2,000 pieces, develop a unique formulation that addressed a certain concern in men's grooming. And they had to do it within a certain timeline. No one could do it for them. Not only did we do it for them, less than a month later, the test was successful and they needed 20,000 pieces. Up and get to 20,000 pieces. Now, we didn't have 20,000 pieces of componentry available for them. However, we did assist them in, again, you asked if we help our partners. We did assist them in finding a co-packer that had the componentry, and we shipped bulk within 7 days to support the initiative. And now, please God, we hope that in April, they're going to be entering CVS nationwide. And that type of flexibility that we offered that client is now encouraging them to develop all of their future product and even potentially taking over some of their existing.
So you made this big process of work with your clients in few years, or where did you start? When did you start?
So it's a great question.
Okay.
We actually, believe it or not, we've been working on this for a few years, not in the sense that we didn't know what we were doing, but really it's all about methodology. And the example that I give is you have a company like Uber that we could create to borrow elements of a full turnkey manufacturing of this in a way that would allow for us to support small run manufacturing. So that ability meant coordinating methodology with the R&D labs, with the chemists, with the warehousing, with the printing, with the labeling, and with the production lines. And so we ended up over the course of a few years building up a working method that allows for us to seamlessly integrate and leverage this massive manufacturing capability and in essence create an incubation program at the end of the day for a large full-scale manufacturer. Now, we do have a very small production line that we're able to staff and support some of these production runs. But again, it's all within the same ecosystem. And we started to perfect this methodology by small brands that we created on some with talent, and the brand owner works with a wholesaler, distributor, reseller, online companies. Then it gets to the point of retail, and then it gets to the point of the consumer. When the retail person is all of a sudden out of stock or low on stock, they then call the wholesaler or the distributor. Then the wholesaler and the distributor then call the brand owner. Then the brand owner then calls the manufacturer. And there's this chain of events along the way in traditional manufacturing today, not just in the beauty space, everywhere, where there's a disconnect.
So, David, where do you see your brand, your company in next 5 years?
I see our company in the next 5 years. I'd like to see it where we're at a point where, just like anyone today, if they want to launch an e-commerce store, maybe they knee jerk and they say, we're going to go to Shopify. I want everyone that says, I want to create my beauty brand, or I want to develop my beauty brand, know that Creator is the best or amongst the best options for them to always make a level. And that's really one of the biggest differentiators, is that there is a robust innovation engine in regards to new technologies, new applications, and new products and active ingredients that are in the space. And as things working on now that we know are going to be trend in a year or 2 years, things in anti-aging, mineral-based.
Maybe you have thought, or you will think about Middle East region as a special partner for your business now? Do you have some plans, or you just can imagine that you will have some plans for this region?
We actually already did. We've already spoken to a number of companies and potential partners in the Middle East. We think it's an incredibly viable opportunity. The wonderful thing about the Middle East is just culturally, at the end of the day, you have a society that on the one hand has to cover themselves more than they do in Western nations. Then you have the ability to focus on what's visible, the nails, the hands, the lips, the eyes. And there's a tremendous amount of opportunity there. There's a tremendous amount of opportunity in fragrance. Men's grooming has become exceptionally strong as a category. Companies like Sephora and everyone else, they already all operate in the Middle East. A co-packing facility that we could work with, so we could send over bulk that was already SFDA approved. And that way they have the ability to bring in bulk and with their approval, assemble the products there and distribute it. But we definitely see the GCC as a very strong potential. And we already are engaged with partners there in the region.
Thank you so much, David. So your company is called CRE8OR, and if am I right, it's called that you do something and you are a lot of about inspiration. So why did you find this name for your company, and how do you attend to this company, to this name, CRE8OR, not such for business and money?
So actually, it's a play on words. It's CR, then E, the number 8, OR,
Yes.
and why did we choose the number 8? Because the number 8 also represents an infinity sign.
Of
And
course, yeah.
it's about connecting the manufacturing to consumption and creating a chain of events and a link in a process that keeps everything flowing. And so that it's always working. And obviously create, because you're creating product. But it's really a play on the words create. It's a play on the infinity sign, and it also reflects our philosophy, which is connecting manufacturing with consumption. So you have a holistic sharing of information that's visible to our clients, to our partners, and that allows for you to really grow your business effectively.
Mm-hmm. So, for me, it means like a stable connection and organic growth. Yeah. Thank you so much, David. I think we are in the end of our interview. I thought that I asked you all questions, and thank you so much for your detailed answers. It was
What
really
I will
happy to
tell
see.
you is we really appreciate the time to speak to you. And what I will tell you is for your program and for your clientele, we'd be happy to consider one or two potential talents that would be interested in creating their brand. And what we would be able to do is offer them a credit towards services that we offer.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be very interesting for some talent that want to.
Thank you so much. I think it will be interesting for our audience. Thank you.
All right, Valerie.
Okay.